Fears and phobias impact everyone, even the world's biggest celebrities. From stage fright to an unexpected fear of sea urchins, these hidden anxieties rarely make headlines. Curious to learn which stars battle surprising terrors behind the spotlight? Join us as we uncover the vulnerabilities of 26 modern icons. You might be shocked, but before we begin, drop a comment below and share your biggest phobia.
My assistant forgot my passport, and I am stuck on
Oprah Winfrey's fear of chewing gum. Despite her immense influence in television, publishing, and philanthropy, Oprah Winfrey harbors an unusual phobia: chewing gum. This isn't just a mild dislike. It stems from childhood memories of her grandmother saving gum under furniture, creating a sight that deeply unsettled her. Over time, this discomfort evolved into a genuine phobia. Winfrey has openly shared how the mere sight or sound of someone chewing gum can make her uneasy. During the run of her legendary talk show, she even enforced a strict no-gum policy on set to prevent both the mess and the distress it caused her. Even today, she ensures her environment remains gum-free, reportedly asking staff and guests to dispose of any gum before entering her presence. Her unique aversion serves as a reminder that fears can linger, no matter how high one rises.
Well, obviously what we wore. I remember I didn't have a stylist. I wore a pair.
East-Ust Jennifer Aniston's fear of flying. Despite her effortless charm and composure, Jennifer Aniston struggles with a well-known fear of flying, an irony given her frequent travels for film shoots and promotions. Her phobia intensified after a particularly unsettling flight, making every trip a challenge. Sudden turbulence or unexpected mechanical noises can trigger her anxiety, forcing her to find ways to cope. To manage her fear, Aniston often engages in conversation with travel companions or immerses herself in calming music to distract from every bump in the sky. Some believe her anxiety stems from the lack of control. Once the cabin doors close, passengers are entirely at the mercy of the aircraft and its pilots. Yet, despite this ongoing struggle, she continues to board planes out of professional necessity, proving that even Hollywood's most beloved stars must face their deepest fears.
It went really well. I was really excited. And then during the changeover in the ad break,
Adele's battle with stage fright. Despite captivating audiences with her powerful voice in sold-out arenas worldwide, Adele struggles with intense stage fright, so severe that it has brought her to tears. She has openly admitted to feeling overwhelmed by the thought of thousands of eyes on her, worrying about everything from hitting the right notes to simply facing judgment from the crowd. Her anxiety peaks just before stepping on stage, often manifesting as trembling hands and shortness of breath. Ironically, she channels these raw emotions into her music, delivering the deeply emotional performances that fans cherish. Crew members and close friends have witnessed her pacing backstage, repeating mantras for courage. Over time, Adele has developed coping strategies, including breathing exercises, lighthearted banter with the audience, and embracing her nerves as part of her authenticity. Her journey serves as a powerful reminder that even the most gifted individuals can struggle with fears that make sharing their talents a challenge.
And then the next day, drunk Taylor was like #1.
Taylor Swift's fear of sea. Urchins. Taylor Swift, known for her heartfelt lyrics and massive global fan base, has an unexpected fear: sea urchins. She has openly discussed this phobia in interviews, describing the spiky marine creatures as her worst ocean nightmare. Her anxiety stems from the thought of accidentally stepping on one and enduring the painful consequences of embedded spines. Despite her love for beach outings and sun-soaked selfies, Swift remains cautious when wading into unfamiliar waters. Friends and tourmates have even noted that she sometimes asks locals about marine life before taking a swim. Ironically, while she confidently commands massive stadium crowds with elaborate stage effects, it's these tiny sea creatures that truly unsettle her. By speaking about her fear with humor and honesty, Swift reminds fans that even global superstars have their own vulnerabilities, and that self-assurance and fear can exist side by side.
Just like the sweatpants and the yoga gear anymore, I have to elevate myself to his level. So
Megan Fox's fear of dry paper. Despite often portraying fearless and confident characters in blockbuster films, Megan Fox harbors an unusual phobia: the texture of dry paper. Whether it's unlaminated scripts or restaurant napkins, certain paper products make her skin crawl. She has described the sensation as akin to nails on a chalkboard whenever her fingers touch dry paper. Some believe her aversion may stem from a sensory processing sensitivity, while others speculate it could be linked to an unpleasant childhood memory. On set, Fox is known to keep a small cup of water nearby, wetting her fingertips before handling scripts to ease her discomfort. Though this phobia may seem minor or even amusing, it has led her to structure her life in ways that minimize contact with paper. A challenge in an industry reliant on physical contracts and paperwork. Her struggle highlights how even the smallest triggers can profoundly impact a person's sense of comfort.
I mean, not really. I grew up in the music business, and I came to California in
Billy Bob Thornton's fear of antique furniture. Despite his reputation for gritty, realistic performances, Billy Bob Thornton harbors an unusual fear: antique furniture. He has openly admitted that old chairs, ornate cabinets, and Victorian-era pieces make him deeply uneasy, describing them as vessels for lingering energies of the past. His aversion isn't about aesthetics, but rather a sense that these objects hold histories beyond his understanding. On movie sets, Thornton has reportedly requested modern set designs or dressing rooms free of antique decor to avoid discomfort. Some speculate his fear stems from childhood experiences, while others see it as an instinctive unease with relics that seem haunted by their own stories. Though critics have sometimes dismissed it as eccentricity, Thornton insists his anxiety is real. Ironically, the actor known for his raw, unfiltered performances has a hidden vulnerability rooted in the quiet, ghostly presence of bygone eras.
I'm just game ready because I have a mic on. Here we go. It's my first season, apparently.
Kelly Clarkson's fear of heights. Kelly Clarkson's voice can soar effortlessly, but when it comes to being high off the ground, she's far less at ease. The pop rock sensation and talk show host struggles with acrophobia, a fear of heights that can make even routine situations feel overwhelming. Whether standing on towering concert stages or scenic overlooks, Clarkson has admitted that her heartbeat races and her palms sweat whenever she's elevated above ground level. Her fear dates back to childhood, though the exact cause remains unclear. Over the years, she has faced it head-on in live performances, music videos, and television appearances that required her to navigate high vantage points. To cope, she focuses on a fixed point in the distance and mentally rehearses her next steps, whether it's a lyric or a line of dialogue. Despite the nerve-wracking moments, Clarkson's charisma never wavers. Her willingness to confront her fear proves that she's just as fearless in real life as she is on stage, conquering both her anxieties and the highest notes with equal power.
Before I was born, and I thought she had given them to another sister.
Kendall Jenner's fear of tiny holes, trypophobia. Kendall Jenner's world is filled with high fashion, luxury travel, and massive social media influence. But behind the glamour lies an unexpected phobia: trypophobia, the fear of clusters of small holes. Whether it's the pores of a lotus seed pod or certain patterned fabrics, these repetitive openings trigger an intense reaction in her. Jenner has spoken about how images of honeycombs or close-ups of certain foods make her skin crawl, describing the sensation as a wave of disgust and anxiety. Psychologists suggest that trypophobia may stem from a primal instinct, associating such patterns with potential threats like poisonous creatures or diseased skin. Despite her confidence on the runway and red carpets, Jenner isn't immune to this deeply ingrained aversion. To cope, she avoids triggering visuals and leans on friends and family for support when overwhelmed. Her struggle is a reminder that even the most poised public figures can be unsettled by the simplest, most unexpected fears.
I'm kicking it off in Mexico. I start the U.S. states in Houston.
Katy Perry's fear of aliens. Known for her flamboyant costumes and cosmic-themed stage shows, Katy Perry seems fascinated by all things otherworldly. Yet, beneath her vibrant persona lies an unexpected fear: aliens. Despite incorporating extraterrestrial themes into her music, like in her song E.T., Perry has admitted to feeling unsettled by the idea of being visited by beings from another planet. While she often jokes about this fear, it's real enough that she's confessed to glancing nervously at the night sky during late-night drives. Friends tease her about UFO sightings, which she humorously refers to as her worst nightmare. The contrast between her public image, celebrating imagination and space-inspired aesthetics, and her hidden anxiety is striking. Some fans speculate that her fascination with the cosmos is a way of confronting what unnerves her, transforming fear into creative expression. But despite embracing the alien aesthetic in her art, Perry would likely pass on the chance to meet any real extraterrestrial visitors.
Do it. So, I have been dreaming of doing that for about,
Helen Mirren's fear of phone calls. Dame. Helen Mirren's poise may seem unshakable, but the Oscar-winning actress harbors a lesser-known fear: phone calls. She has admitted that the sound of a ringing phone fills her with dread, a feeling tied to the anxiety of unexpected demands or bad news. While texting and emails have reduced the frequency of phone calls in modern life, Mirren still avoids answering unless absolutely necessary. Instead, she prefers written communication, giving her time to process before responding. Some believe this anxiety could stem from her early career, when calls could bring both exciting breakthroughs and painful rejections. Ironically, her powerful screen presence and confident acceptance speeches suggest someone who can handle anything life throws her way. Yet even the most confident personalities can find certain everyday situations unsettling. For Mirren, the phone call remains a subtle but persistent stressor, a reminder that even the most dazzling figures can have vulnerabilities behind the scenes.
Salt and pepper, well and vinegar, jalapenos.
Nicki Minaj's fear of escalators. Nicki Minaj, known for her high-energy rap performances and bold style, has an unexpected phobia: escalators. Multiple reports and fan encounters suggest that Minaj tenses up at the sight of moving staircases, opting for elevators or stairs whenever possible. Her fear is likely linked to the combination of movement, exposed edges, and the risk of a misstep leading to entanglement. Even though she frequently navigates large concert venues and busy airports, she coordinates with her team to avoid escalators, even if it means taking longer routes or waiting. This strategy helps her stay focused and calm, allowing her to concentrate on her work rather than battling anxiety. While her larger-than-life stage persona may suggest she's fearless, her discomfort around escalators highlights that even the most confident performers have vulnerabilities. Whether fans find it endearing or unusual, Minaj's caution serves as a reminder of the human need for safety in an unpredictable world.
So you only have to go to those plays and be in any kind of those situations.
Judi Dench's fear of mice. Dame. Judi Dench, renowned for her commanding roles on stage and screen, has an unexpected fear of mice. The celebrated actress, famous for portraying queens and iconic characters like M in the James Bond series, becomes visibly uneasy at the mere mention of these tiny rodents. She has confessed in interviews that even the suggestion of a mouse sends a shiver down her spine. Some speculate her fear dates back to childhood, when mice were more common in older English homes. Despite her regal composure and willingness to tackle challenging roles, Dench has been known to request thorough inspections of her surroundings in theaters or hotels to ensure no whiskered visitors are lurking nearby. Her phobia offers a charming contrast to her otherwise unshakable presence, serving as a reminder that even the most commanding figures can be undone by the scuttle of a small, furry creature.
Let's do this. I have been obsessed with our first guest and her.
Jennifer Lawrence's fear of spiders. Jennifer Lawrence has won over audiences with her fearless portrayals of characters, from Katniss Everdeen to strong-willed dramatic leads. Yet, the actress harbors a well-documented fear of spiders that stands in stark contrast to her on-screen bravery. She has humorously discussed the terror she experiences when encountering a spider at home, describing adrenaline rushes that make her heart race. During outdoor shoots, she's been known to keep a vigilant eye out for any eight-legged co-stars. While she often jokes about the phobia, it's more than just a punchline. Lawrence has made efforts to confront her fear by educating herself about spiders and reminding herself of their ecological importance. However, this rational approach only helps to a certain extent. She still prefers to maintain a safe distance and, if possible, leave the task of removal to someone else. Her spider phobia highlights how even celebrities face real-life anxieties beneath the glamour and high-pressure demands of their careers.
Jones. I play a fact checker that is sent to
Daniel Radcliffe's fear of clowns. Daniel Radcliffe, famous for battling dark wizards as Harry Potter, harbors a fear that's more fitting for the circus: cherophobia, or a fear of clowns. The painted faces, exaggerated smiles, and unpredictable antics unsettle him far more than any fictional villain. While rumors about his phobia have circulated online, Radcliffe has confirmed his discomfort in interviews, revealing that the childhood joys of circuses and birthday parties never felt safe to him. He explains that clowns can mask their true intentions behind their makeup, making them far more menacing than they seem. Over time, he's learned to avoid situations where clowns might unexpectedly appear, such as at certain theme parks or events. This caution stands in stark contrast to the bravery of the iconic character he portrayed on screen. For Radcliffe, who has shown remarkable range in theater and indie films, the vibrant world of clowns remains one he'd prefer to avoid.
Yeah, 5-0, golden, half-century.
Keanu Reeves's fear of public performances. Keanu Reeves's calm demeanor and action-packed roles might suggest he's at ease under any spotlight, but he has openly admitted to experiencing significant anxiety about live performances. While he excels in front of the camera, performing on stage, whether in theater productions or at large public speaking events, leaves him feeling uneasy. He's shared that he feels out of his element without the protective lens of film production. This anxiety first intensified early in his career when he took on theater roles requiring direct interaction with an audience. Though Reeves appreciates the raw energy of live performances, the unpredictability and lack of second takes heighten his nerves. Over time, he's developed coping strategies, such as meticulous rehearsal and breathing exercises. Even so, he's selective about his live engagements. This behind-the-scenes struggle offers a rare insight into the vulnerabilities of a star most fans associate with stoic coolness and unstoppable action sequences.
No, like, it really depends. I really like when people call me Barty, but it's like Cardia, right? You know.
Cardi B's fear of driving. Cardi B's life moves at a breakneck speed, yet she harbors a fear that brings it all to a screeching halt: driving. Despite owning multiple luxury cars, the Grammy-winning rapper admits she doesn't actually drive them. She has shared how the responsibility and potential dangers of driving cause her significant anxiety. Having grown up relying on public transportation and chauffeurs, she never found the motivation or courage to regularly get behind the wheel. Even short trips on quiet roads leave her feeling tense and hyper-alert. Instead, she relies on trusted drivers to take her between red carpets, recording sessions, and personal errands. In an industry where owning flashy vehicles is often part of the persona, Cardi B's fear highlights that not every star is eager to embrace the open road. For her, comfort comes in letting someone else take the wheel, allowing her to focus on the other accelerations in her life.
Instead of actually using all the flowers, they could have done, like, fake flowers.
Dakota Johnson's fear of interviews. Dakota Johnson, known for her roles in everything from indie dramas to blockbuster franchises, faces an unexpected anxiety, a deep-seated fear of interviews. Despite the required press tours that come with major film releases, Johnson finds the barrage of questions, flashing cameras, and intense scrutiny overwhelming. She's described experiencing a tightening in her chest and a mental scramble to find the right answers. Some speculate that this fear stemmed from growing up in a famous family, constantly aware of how the media can distort narratives. To cope, Johnson practices conversation scenarios in advance and uses humor to ease the tension. She also sets boundaries during interviews, steering questions away from overly personal topics. While her phobia hasn't derailed her career, it certainly adds stress to her promotional duties. Ironically, while her characters often exude confidence, the real Dakota grapples with this persistent anxiety in her Hollywood life.
She made this incredible football that was covered in...
Lady Gaga's fear of ghosts. Lady Gaga is celebrated for her boundary-pushing fashion, electrifying performances, and bold artistic statements, but she also harbors a more ethereal concern, a fear of ghosts. She's joked about feeling haunted during certain tours, or in unfamiliar hotels, even going as far as hiring paranormal investigators to cleanse spaces before her arrival. The singer has admitted that eerie noises in old venues, particularly theaters with rumored ghost sightings, can keep her on edge. Fans embrace her eccentricities, but this phobia stands out as particularly unique. While Mother Monster thrives on theatricality and the macabre in her stage persona, genuine fear creeps in when the supernatural feels too close for comfort. Whether it's a belief in spirits or simply unease about things that go bump in the night, Lady Gaga's pre-show rituals sometimes go beyond vocal warm-ups. They include chasing away any unseen visitors.
In particular, Salma Hayek was just so.
Salma Hayek.
Selena Gomez's fear of the ocean. Selena Gomez often exudes a calm and composed demeanor, but the open ocean is her Achilles heel. She has admitted to feeling vulnerable in the vastness of the sea, unsettled by the unknown creatures lurking beneath the surface. Although she's appeared in music videos featuring beach scenes, Gomez tends to stay close to the shoreline in real life. Childhood experiences on boats or at the beach triggered her anxiety, an unease that has never fully faded. Some attribute her fear to a broader concern about losing control in uncertain environments, which aligns with her openness about mental health. To manage this phobia, she has tried swimming lessons to build water confidence, but she still prefers pools over the ocean. Her apprehension serves as a reminder that fear doesn't have to be dramatic to be real. Even tranquil, picturesque waters can trigger panic for those grappling with hidden anxieties.
It's down.
We shut it down, we sang some Irish folk songs, and
we really did. Do you know a lot of Irish?
Post Malone's fear of airplanes. Chart-topping rapper and singer, Post Malone, whose career often involves extensive touring, struggles with a pronounced fear of flying. Despite frequently traveling for performances, the turbulence, engine noises, and confined spaces can trigger intense anxiety. He has spoken about white-knuckling through flights, sometimes relying on music or alcohol to manage the discomfort temporarily. A terrifying experience in 2018, when his jet had to make an emergency landing, only worsened his existing phobia. Friends note that he's often more subdued and tense in airports, mentally preparing for the journey ahead. Despite the repeated discomfort, he continues to book flights due to the demands of his career. Fans admire his commitment, but it's evident that every takeoff is a personal challenge. Post Malone's experience highlights a central irony faced by many modern musicians. The very platform that propels them to stardom also forces them to confront some of their greatest fears.
Hi Vogue, this is Bella Hadid and I'm going to take you through my life in looks so far.
Bella Hadid's fear of public insecurities. Bella Hadid's runway confidence and editorial grace hide a deeply personal fear, the anxiety of having her insecurities exposed to the public. While not a clinical phobia like claustrophobia or arachnophobia, this worry weighs heavily on her, amplified by the constant scrutiny of the fashion industry. She's admitted to feeling uneasy about interviews, public appearances, and social media comments that speculate on her personal life or physical changes. Critics often overlook the psychological toll of this pressure, focusing instead on her success. To manage, Hadid works with a therapist and practices mindfulness, striving to develop a thicker skin against online judgments. She's also learned to limit her social media use during stressful periods. Though her outward poise rarely shows her inner struggles, behind the scenes, she's engaged in a constant battle with her insecurities. In an industry centered on appearances, Hadid's fear highlights the vulnerability that can lie beneath the glamour.
Making the next, and then I came back and toured that album and made the next.
Rihanna's fear of fish. Rihanna, the global superstar behind numerous hits and a thriving cosmetics empire, has an unexpected aversion to fish. Growing up on the island of Barbados, she spent plenty of time near the ocean, yet the wriggling movements and unpredictable nature of fish still unsettle her. In interviews, she has shared her unease, recalling childhood experiences with fishing or snorkeling as particularly nerve-wracking. While she loves the beach, Rihanna prefers to admire marine life from a safe distance. Her fear even extends to aquariums, where exotic species swim behind glass, and she sometimes hesitates before walking through underwater tunnels. Despite her bold fashion choices and fearless approach to music videos, some of which feature water scenes, she remains cautious around live aquatic creatures. It's a paradox, an island girl wary of local marine life, yet confidently conquering global stages. This unique trait reminds us that, for all her bravado, Rihanna is just as human as the rest of us.
How insanely good Leo is and how...
Jonah Hill's fear of public speaking. Jonah Hill has effortlessly transitioned between comedic and dramatic roles, but there's one stage he'd rather avoid altogether: public speaking. Despite participating in interviews and press tours, he experiences a distinct sense of dread when tasked with addressing large audiences or delivering formal speeches. On talk shows, he often uses humor as a shield, steering the conversation to make it feel more like a casual exchange rather than a performance. His anxiety stems from a younger self-consciousness about body image and acceptance, which later influenced doubts about articulating his thoughts in front of crowds. Over time, Hill has developed coping strategies such as deep breathing and focusing on familiar faces in the audience. However, a shaky voice or quickened pulse still gives away his nerves. Like many actors, the unrehearsed live nature of public speaking proves far more intimidating than memorizing scripts. Hill's journey highlights how comedic talent can sometimes conceal a quieter, internal struggle.
It's like, I think, when something feels off.
Shawn Mendes's fear of the dark singer-songwriter. Shawn Mendes has confessed to a lingering childhood fear that continues to affect him, nyctophobia, or the fear of the dark. While he tours the world performing in large arenas, the quiet, shadowy spaces he returns to at night still bring him discomfort. He's joked about needing a small light on, explaining how complete darkness triggers anxious thoughts. This fear first emerged during long nights on tour buses, where the hum of the engine and the pitch-black surroundings would amplify his imagination. To cope, Mendes listens to soothing music or guided meditations to counter the unsettling sensation that something unseen might be nearby. Friends sometimes tease him for his reliance on nightlights, but he takes it in stride. Given the pressure and attention that come with stardom, this simple, almost childlike worry serves as a reminder that even chart-topping artists carry some of their youthful vulnerabilities with them into the spotlight.
And what occurs sort of on her journey to kick her into the next stage. So at the beginning...
Emma Stone's fear of spiders. Oscar-winning actress. Emma Stone has tackled everything from musicals to historical dramas, but her real-life nemesis is much smaller: spiders. She's admitted that the sight of one scurrying across a room can send her heart racing, recalling childhood nightmares involving webs and skittering legs. While filming in rural or tropical locations, Stone remains extra vigilant about her surroundings. Even a brief glimpse of a spider on set can throw her off focus. Over the years, she's attempted spider therapy, which includes learning about their ecological importance and exposing herself to them in controlled environments. Though she's made progress, Stone still prefers a barrier, like a glass jar, when a spider needs to be removed. Fans admire her humorous honesty when discussing her phobia, which contrasts with the confidence she portrays on screen. Her discomfort with arachnids provides a relatable counterpoint to her otherwise fearless approach to taking on challenging roles.
It says like, you never invite me over, Dave. You know, but I have waited to be on this podcast.
John Mayer's fear of financial ruin. John Mayer's soulful guitar, playing and introspective songwriting have earned him both a loyal fan base and significant financial success. However, he harbors a persistent fear of financial ruin. Growing up, Mayer witnessed the volatile nature of the music industry, where fortunes could disappear as quickly as they were made. Despite achieving wealth and critical acclaim, he's confessed to a nagging fear that it could all slip away. Close friends note his meticulous approach to budgeting and investments, a sharp contrast to the stereotypical rock star image of lavish spending. He's known to double-check financial decisions and consult multiple advisors before making large purchases or embarking on major tours. While some view this caution as prudent, Mayer attributes it to an underlying anxiety he can't fully shake. His fear presents an ironic contrast. A millionaire musician constantly worried about losing it all. It serves as a reminder that material success doesn't always quiet personal insecurities.